Hi guys, welcome back to Paper Old and New. If you're new here, thanks for joining us, and I hope you'll stick around and maybe subscribe. But we are in the middle of me filming videos of things that I find that I think are neat to do with 12 by 12 scrapbook paper because I have a ton of it. This one was one of two. If you watched part 3, you saw us make this one. I thought I was going to be ambitious and get both of these done in one video, and that didn't happen. So we did do some prep work, though, so we do have some paper to work with. And we are going to make this version of this flip. This one flips down, has a tuck here, a pocket here, and an optional up tuck here. If you want to make this an up tuck, you can make it an up tuck, or you could put a piece of paper across here when you're decorating and make it a pocket, or just decorate it flat. So this is what we're going to do today, and we prepped paper for it at the beginning of the last video. So get your scrapbook paper out and come along for the ride. Okay, so this is our template that we're going to go off of. I'm going to set it over here to the side so that I can see it while I make my cuts and stuff. I scored these already because I was hoping that we would be able to do both sets, but we didn't get there. I'm trying to keep these videos relatively short. I don't want them to run too long for this particular little series. So what I did was I scored this at the 6-inch, and then I flipped it this way. So turn it 90 degrees, and I scored it at the 4-inch and at the 8-inch. Okay, so those are my scores. This is non-directional paper. This works best with non-directional paper only because you're going to be doing a lot of this stuff where you flip stuff up. So anything that is on the back that's directional ends up upside down. Does that make sense? So I chose non-directional paper for this particular book, these little booklets. So let's go ahead and make our cuts. So this one is going to get, we need a 2-inch cut to make our, we need a 2-inch cut to make our tucks, right? So this 4-inch block at the bottom is going to get cut 2 inches in. That makes sense to everybody? Everybody with me so far? We're going to cut it 2 inches in. And the reason I'm doing the ruler and the penknife is because it makes it easy to start and stop a cut. Otherwise, I would be using a cutter. But so I start at my 6-inch score line and I split that down the middle. Only halfway. Okay? So that's our first cut. Also, these cuts, if you wanted to, you could put the tucks on this side and the pocket on this side. It doesn't matter. Once you figure out how to do this, you just have to make sure that you keep the direction in mind when you're doing the cutting. Okay, so that's that tuck. Now for this tuck, we need to cut it free so that it can fold this way. So we're going to cut this right along. We're going to cut this right along its score here, just to the center, just to the score line again. So we don't want to go past that score line. All right. And then we're going to fold this one over. So that goes like that. Okay. Everybody with me so far? Now this one flips up. So for the rectangle, we took this bottom corner rectangle, we split it in half, and we made 2 tucks out of it. That's it. That's all you do with that one. Now for this one, we're going to cut along this score line at the 4-inch mark. Well, if I could measure, I can't see the score. I can see the one going this way, but I can't see this one. There's not enough shadow. Okay, so lining that up, we're going to cut right along we're going to cut right along there from the midline down. This pocket is going to fold up. Like so. Okay? And then we take it and we fold it up this way. All right. Now, I don't have a score or anything here, but basically you're just taking this and folding it to the edge. Okay, and that's going to give you your slanted pocket and your up tuck if you want that to be an up tuck. The only thing you have to remember with it being an up tuck, is that if it's long, it's going to stick out the bottom of the thing if you make it long, right? That makes sense to everybody. I am actually going to, in the last couple of videos, I've been making things and not inking them. I'm going to ink this one. Mostly because of this right here, where the paper, this triangle of paper sits against itself at a weird angle. I've also been corner rounding some spots just to give variety, because you've got two of the same shape tuck on here. You could notch it. It doesn't have, I cannot, that is not going in there. Why isn't that going in there? There it goes. That was weird, guys. Okay, just to give a little bit of variety, because we've got this tuck. I cannot notch this one because it's attached. So, I've been inking all my Halloween stuff in black. I don't know. You can obviously do whatever suits you for the ones you're doing. If I was doing something other than Halloween paper, I would probably be inking this in a different color. I mean, I don't know that for sure. I did ink some things in black that weren't Halloween. So it's not, obviously not the only place you can use the color. I'm still getting used to these foam pads, guys. I don't know if anybody's heard the story. When I was first doing this, the pads that I bought and that I got used to using were the felt alcohol pads. See how that's all stringy and fuzzy? And I got used to using those, and they don't ink the same. If you try inking with the alcohol pads and then you try inking with these foam pads, it's they're very different. So, yeah, there's a learning curve when you have to change from one to the other. Or maybe I'm just special, I don't know. I'm actually going to ink my creases here. On that one, look at that. Okay, and I'm going to ink these. These don't fold this way, but I'm going to ink them. So I'm folding them backwards. Hopefully I don't have to refold it, because then it's going to look really weird because that line won't be in the right place. Okay. All right, let's glue stuff down, guys. So this one gets glued. Oh, I was going to flatten it. I didn't do this for the other one. I was going to flatten this out. Okay, so this is what you've got. You have your 6-inch score line. You turn it and you make your 4-inch scores. You have one that you split in half and you cut like an upside down L, right? Okay, so you're going to cut it up the middle. Since it's a 4-inch rectangle, you're going to cut it at 2 inches. And then you're going to cut from the center over to your 4-inch score line so that this will fold. Then over here, you're going to cut this one free, and then you're just going to fold down the corner. So this couldn't be simpler. Now we're going to glue. I'm hoping to be able to get at least 2 of these made in this video. Because after I finish with you guys in the videos, I usually go and make more on my own. Because I have a whole stack of double-sided paper that I wanted to do this with. Off to the side over there. And so I'm going through the project. I'm saying, oh, I want to make this with this particular piece of paper. I'm going to keep this a tuck up. An up tuck for now. If I decide I don't want it to be, I can decorate over it, glue it down later, whatever. Also, I apologize if I don't know if you can hear it on my video once I get all the editing done, but if you can hear like a blower or something in the background, that's my pellet stove. So I'm down here in the nice chilly basement, and it's the evening, and in the evening we turn the pellet stove on. So you might hear some tinging from the pellets, and the blower comes on to blow the heat out into the room. Anyway, so this is pocket and a tuck for whatever you want to make it. Now remember, when this closes, whatever you have tucked in there will stick out the bottom if, yeah, well, you get the idea. All right, now for this one, we're folding over. The only reason I didn't ink the other side of this is because it's black. I suppose I could ink it so that where the candy corns are. I can't decide if I like the foam or not. I got so used to the way the other one inks that I can't decide if I like the foam. Not to mention the fact that while these get stringy and fuzzy, at least that stuff stays connected and I just clip it off with scissors. These foam pads, they disintegrate as you're, you saw me wipe that dust away. They disintegrate as you use them. I can't decide if I like them or not. You guys let me know what you think. What your thoughts are about that. Or maybe you never really thought about it. Maybe you just always used the right tool for the right job, and it's just me that's had that weird experience using the wrong thing. I don't want to I keep getting glue on my cutting mat, and then when I'm cutting something, it sticks. So, I've made torn spots in paper that way. Wow, I must have pinched it or something. It's popping open. Okay, now we're going to put this one up. And this one gets glued up the one side and around the corner. Am I down there off camera again? So we're going to go up this long side. And we're going to go across this corner here. Now, since there's no other pocket in this one that has a notch because of the slant, I'm going to notch this just for fun. Really shallow, not a big notch. Just something to change the shape a little bit, to add variety. Because again, you've got two tucks that are vertical side tucks. So just to add a little bit of extra something. Oops, see? All right. Okay, and then this one flips up. So this center area is where I would put the scrap pad. And then you've got this that flips up to cover it. Ooh, we're tight on this one, guys. I might actually have to trim that. All right, let's do a trim. Sorry, guys, you're going to have to bear with me while I try and trim just a little bit off of here. Not a lot, just a smidgen. And I'm hoping it's not tight on the other side because it'll open up my tuck. If I have to trim that side. But, ooh, it is. Yikes. Okay, so this folds over like so. And then what we did before was, basically what I did was I readjusted the fold spot for this one and I just make sure it's all straight, and I move the fold, which is why, again, after I score, I don't fold everything. Well, look at that. What comes up that side? Oh, this. Well, it's even all the way around. Suppose I could trim that. It's crooked. And I lost my scissors. Here we go. I think. All right. Don't slip on me now. All right, there we go. Okay, so there you have it. So this one opens here, tuck, here, pocket, up tuck, and then down, tuck, and then whatever pad or whatever you want to put in there. And I told you I was going to end up moving that fold line. Well, the pad will cover it up. Okay, so that's the another Halloween thing. Like I said, guys, I'm excited to prep ephemera ahead of time. All right, we're at 18 minutes, so let's do a coffee dyed one. I, again, scored this already. This is 6 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. Okay? So keeping everything in mind, we have to decide how I want... Let's open this one. I want to see what shows. Okay, I think I want the coffee dyed side in, because all of the pretty stuff will show on the outside, right? All of the coffee dye patterns. Okay, so we are going to, now on this one, remember how I said you could do your tucks and your whatevers on either side? We're going to do this one in the opposite direction. So I'm going to line these up just like I did before, because this has to do with me cutting again with a penknife so that I can control where I start and stop. I'm going to do the tucks on this side, so we want to go 2 inches in. Oh, this isn't exactly. I'm going to center this up a little more and try and get as close to the middle as I can. This paper was slightly smaller than 12 inches, so. All right, so we're going to start at the score line and split this. There we go, right? This one flips up. Oh, I like that. Look at that. Okay. Now, this one we're going to cut loose so that we can fold it this way. I think it was easier when I measured in this direction because I knocked the ruler up against. Okay, and we are going to cut, this time we're going to start at this 4-inch score line corner thing where it meets the 6-inch score line, and we're going to cut to there. Oh, that was so not straight. Do you see that? Ruler and everything, and I still cut that at a weird angle. I'm not even sure how I did that. Gotta keep an eye on me, guys. Can you see that line? Can you see how awful that is? Okay. Now, for these ones, I'm going to do the same thing I did on the last one. I'm going to notch this one. And since we did it last time, I know what I'm doing this time, so, well, that's debatable. But, so we give that one a little notch, and we give these corners a little clip. Okay, and there we have our tucks ready. And this time they're on the other side. So on this one, we want to cut the pocket free. So we're going to go up the side of the hopefully I did it straight. And we're going to fold this up. Now this one's going to be rough because look, my pretty is right there and I'm going to end up folding it down. Oh well. Doesn't work out for everything. Okay, so we fold this down. Now your other option, of course, with this piece is you could cut it off and use it as a corner somewhere out, like a corner tuck on here. Of course, if you cut it off of here and then you put it on here as a corner tuck, you're going to have, it would be a pocket and then a corner tuck pocket. So if you wanted to do that, here, let's try it. We'll see what it looks like. I'm only trying this because I really like the lace pattern on here and I want to preserve it. So we're going to cut this off like this, right along its fold. Okay, so we still get our pocket. See our pocket? Except now we're going to put this here and we get a double pocket. Right? So now we get a tuck here and a tuck here. See? Variety. We like variety. So let's glue everything down now that we've got it. We'll ink some things. This is coffee dyed, but it could still use a little help, especially around the cut edges. See how this inks much differently. Of course, it might also be the paper. I know I'm probably down off camera. Sorry. I can only manipulate the 12-inch paper, but so much, without tearing it up and whatnot. So, like I said, it's evening here. My kids are upstairs playing video games and relaxing for the night before they have to get up, or before they have to go to bed and then get up for work tomorrow or school tomorrow or what have you. Okay, and I'm gonna ink the, well, I'm gonna try to ink the cut edge here so that we can see once we get this glued down. All right, now let's glue everything down. Next step, right? So here again is variety. We moved the corner, we moved the caddy corner pocket to the other side, and instead of folding down the flap, we cut it off and are making a double corner pocket. So as you can see, and I actually kind of like, I almost kind of like this better. See what you guys helped me? I just pushed glue out on my cutting mat again. See, guys? Nope. It's not folding. It's misbehaving. There we go. All right. So now if I could find my, I have a book jacket that I use as a glue mat, a portable, movable glue mat, because I buried my glue mat that I stuck off to the side to use during videos. That's what happens. Best laid plans. This tiny work table that I'm trying to do 10,000 things on, inevitably I make a plan and then I bury it. Not figuratively, literally. I literally buried my glue mat. Okay, so we're going to glue this down. All right, so let's glue these others down and then we'll talk about the fact that we got same exact cuts, added one cut and we got a totally different look. So that's kind of cool. On the one pocket, which I like, and I feel like these kinds of things develop over time as you're working with them anyway. So this is exactly how these things are supposed to happen, right? So you make something, you mess with it, you make it, you build it, and then you go, oh wait, what if I did this? Which is exactly what I just did while I was watching you guys. I mean, while I was doing this for you guys, and I went, hey, wait, what if I just cut that off and use it and make a layered pocket out of it? So that's what we did. I think that future ones I make in this particular style will have the layered pocket. I like that. Okay. Now we just glue this tuck down and we are all set. And all these videos in this series are running right around the same amount of time, somewhere just under or just over the 30-minute mark, I hope. Okay, and down she goes. I'm going over here to the glue mat that I buried and using it because these things aren't staying down if I don't. I'm gonna have to get out my residue eraser. I'm telling you guys, this thing is great. Okay. What is that? All right, now this one is the one that flips up. And you know that because this angled pocket, I mean, if you wanted it to be an up-tuck pocket or a double up-tuck pocket, I suppose this could flip down. But originally it flipped up. So this is going to go here like this. And then I'm praying, oh, we might have to trim that. Can I trim that? I can trim that. Okay, we're going to have to trim it on that side again because it's too wide for... to refold this would be more difficult because of the pocket, I think. So it would be easier to trim a little piece of this off than it would be to try and make this refold with that pocket there. So we're going to cut, see, just a little sliver right up to there. And then take it off like that. And we should be good. Now we fold it up. Yeah, that'll work. And we fold it over. And we fold it over. Get our bone folder and burnish that edge. And we're a little off down here at the bottom. I feel like those are not cuttable. Oh, well, that might be actually. Let me, this is. That's where that tuck is folded. If I cut that, I have to glue the edge of the tuck, which isn't a bad thing, but might have to do it just so it's even. So that clipped it, so that now it's open. See? So we're going to glue it. Sometimes they just don't fold even, guys. And remember, this piece of paper was not exactly 12 inches. It was not exactly square. So that's always going to make things come out not quite even. I mean, just the fact that the paper wasn't square is going to mean that it's not going to... but a little bit of glue and everything is fine. Okay. So flip down. You can put your little scrap pad here, flip it up, flip it over, and there you have it. Another one done. I think these are really cute. I really like this change that we made in the recording. I think this will be the way that I make the ones that I make in the future because I like these. I think these are great. I think these could be clipped in. I think these could be tucked in. Pockets. I also think they could be, again, this could be glued down. As long as you glued it so that everything flips free, you could glue this down and this could be another pocket up here, or you could make it a side pocket, or you just glue the ends and make it a belly band. I mean, however you wanted to do it, this could glue in. Again, it depends on whether or not you decorate the back. You could put a pocket back here if you wanted to add another pocket to it. I'm having fun with this, guys. I hope you guys are too, and I will see you in part 5. Bye-bye.